Have you ever noticed that the quietest person in the room often ends up being the smartest one? They don't talk much, but when they do, everyone listens. It's almost as if silence itself becomes their superpower. Psychology has a lot to say about this kind of person, the ones who speak less but observe more, who think before reacting, and who understand people on a deeper level. Let's explore the hidden reasons why quiet people are often the smartest in the room. Quiet people tend to live more inside their heads than outside of them. They spend a lot of time thinking, analyzing, and reflecting on what they see and experience. While others rush to respond or express opinions, quiet individuals pause. That pause allows them to process things more deeply. Their minds are always at work connecting dots that others might miss. Psychologists call this reflective thinking, and it's one of the strongest indicators of high intelligence. Instead of reacting emotionally, they prefer to think logically and carefully. They consider different outcomes, different perspectives, and possible consequences before they act. This gives them a kind of mental clarity that's rare in today's fast-paced, noisy world. Another interesting reason quiet people often seem smarter is their ability to listen. Listening is not passive, it's a powerful skill. When you truly listen, you understand what people are saying and what they're not saying. Quiet people absorb information, emotions, and energy from those around them. This helps them read situations better, predict reactions, and adapt their behavior accordingly. Because they listen more than they speak, quiet people also avoid unnecessary drama. They don't feel the need to prove themselves or dominate conversations. Their silence gives them control, and that control gives them power. When they finally speak, it's with intention, not impulse. And that's why their words often carry more weight. Psychology also links quietness to high levels of creativity and problem solving. When the mind isn't cluttered with constant talking, it creates space for imagination and innovation. Many quiet individuals are deep thinkers, artists, inventors, and strategists who use solitude as fuel for their creativity. They enjoy being alone because that's when their best ideas come alive. Introverted personalities, which most quiet people have, are more sensitive to their surroundings. This sensitivity allows them to notice details others overlook, subtle changes in tone, body language, or emotions. This awareness gives them a psychological edge. They can understand human behavior in ways that make them appear almost intuitive. In fact, many psychologists believe that quiet people are more emotionally intelligent than they appear. They might not show much outward emotion, but inside, they're highly aware of their feelings and the feelings of others. That's emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize and manage emotions effectively, and it's often more important than IQ when it comes to real life success. Quiet people also tend to have a strong inner world full of thoughts, dreams, and self-reflection. They spend time understanding themselves, their goals, and their values. This self-awareness helps them make better decisions and stay calm under pressure. They rarely act out of impulse because they've already considered the consequences in their minds long before taking action. Another reason they stand out is because they value depth over noise. Quiet people don't need constant attention or validation from others. They're comfortable being themselves, even in silence. They prefer meaningful conversations over small talk, genuine friendships over crowds, and purpose over popularity. That mindset is a sign of emotional maturity and psychological strength. But here's something even more fascinating. Quiet people tend to be strategic thinkers. Because they spend so much time observing and processing, they often see patterns others miss. Whether in business, relationships, or life in general, they understand the cause and effect behind human behavior. This ability to think several steps ahead is what makes them appear wise beyond their years. Now, let's clear one common misconception: being quiet doesn't mean being shy, weak, or socially awkward. It means being selective. Quiet people choose their words and company carefully. They know that energy is valuable and not everyone deserves access to theirs. That's not arrogance, that's awareness. Psychology research also suggests that quiet individuals often experience introvert burnout when forced to socialize too much. That's because their brains process stimulation differently. Social interactions drain them faster, which is why they prefer solitude to recharge. But that solitude is exactly what helps them think deeply, stay grounded, and maintain focus, something many people struggle with. In a world that constantly rewards loudness and visibility, quiet people prove that intelligence doesn't need to shout. Their calmness, depth, and insight are forms of silent power. They understand that speaking less doesn't mean knowing less, it means understanding more. And that's the real beauty of being quiet. It's not about avoiding people or hiding from the world. It's about connecting with it on a different level, one that goes beyond noise and words. So, if you're someone who often stays silent in groups, who observes more than you talk, or who feels more comfortable thinking than speaking, don't doubt yourself. You're not boring or weak. You might just be smarter, more self-aware, and emotionally stronger than most people realize. The quiet ones aren't empty, they're full of thoughts, ideas, and depth that most people never take the time to see. Because sometimes the loudest minds are the quietest souls.